Hello everyone, welcome to the Pequeno pod with Señor Pequeños. New year, new intro, same relaxed comedy. Please consider supporting us on Patreon as we are but poor lost circus performers and it helps pay for podcast equipment, editing hours, and also gets you some fun little goofy benefits. And if you choose not to, that's fine. That's fine. We'd appreciate a 5-star rating. We read comments and reviews in every episode, so enjoy this free one and have a horrible day.
Testing.
Relax.
Be right back. Me?
Testing!
Is it working for you guys?
Because I have, oh my god, why was it so dark?
What the fuck was that? Yeah, I saw that. Just in the dark. That was terrifying. Can't wait to edit that and see the one frame of just the devil. That was awful.
Oh my gosh.
Fuck me.
I don't know what that was.
Lively's just actually a demon. She's like, not my filter.
We finally...
One second. I kept looking for this laptop and I was like, oh, maybe I misplaced it somewhere. Maybe they just moved it while they were cleaning something. They're never cleaning anything, so I don't know why.
I was going to say, what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know. And I was like, oh, it'll come back up. I haven't seen it in a few
says she
weeks.
doesn't have time to shit or make a PB&J. She ain't cleaning.
That's so true.
She ain't pooping. She ain't eating.
That is.
I haven't pooped in months.
What the fuck does this woman do?
Those are all accurate things. Oh my gosh, there was this woman at the gym who told me she lost like 100 pounds because she couldn't shit. Like she just walked up to me.
Wait,
like I was
she
helping.
couldn't shit?
Yeah.
Usually
So like.
You gained
So, like,
100 pounds because you couldn't shit.
No, yeah. So,
I have 100 pounds of shit in me right now.
That's the context. That's the
You'll
context.
never guess.
She came up to me and she's like, man, working out is so much harder now that I'm thinner. It was easier when I was fat. And I was like, what? You were heavy?
Whoever said that?
Right. And then she's like, somehow I had like more energy to expend when I had all this shit in me. And then I was like, shit, what are you talking about? And she's like, no, I literally had
fuel
poop.
source.
yeah. She's like, I literally had poop trapped in my body. And I was like, oh. And she's like,
There's poop in my lungs.
yeah. No, I was helping
hear
her.
it?
I was helping her sign up for like a black card and was making a sale. And she's like, yeah, like there was shit everywhere in my body, like blocking stuff up. And I was like, what? She's like, it made me end up gaining a bunch of weight. I was sick all the time from all the toxins in my body. They did this procedure where they literally
poop in my body.
Yeah, she's like they did a procedure where they literally like wiggled my sphincter around and then I could
What is
shit
going
and
on?
I'm literally sitting there checking in other guests
started
and this woman's telling me this. I'm like, okay.
So they did the wiggle sphincter maneuver that they do in the doctor's office.
And they scooped all this poop out of me.
They wiggly-diggly all the poop out of it. What?
Yes.
42
said
pounds of pure raw poop.
She
103 pounds of shit.
No, yeah, she said it was like she lost like 160 pounds after she could poop.
It keeps getting larger.
Yeah, like
It was like 170 pounds.
Yeah,
it was only 200 pounds.
It was only 349 pounds.
It like I guess it wasn't like the weight of the poop, but like she just gained a bunch of weight from toxins being in her body, and she just like couldn't expel.
But they energized her?
Yeah.
So it was easier for this. This is what happened. It was easier for this woman to believe that she was fat because of all the shit in her body instead of just being fat.
No, I believe her.
No, she came.
I'm on board.
She came up to me and she dead ass like she slammed her hands on the table and she was like, "I was going to fucking kill myself," and I was like, "Oh, no exaggeration." She said that.
Bro, if I was full of shit, I'd almost kill myself too.
My other coworker was like helping somebody and just like heard only that and was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, she let her go off. Let her cook. Let her."
I am full of shit. I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I helped her sign up for the black card.
You helped her kill
and
herself.
Then, no, she was like, yeah, I lost all this weight after I was like able to poop. She's like, I could poop maybe once a week. And I was like, oh wow. And she's like, I told the doctors that I was so miserable that I was going to kill myself if they didn't help me. And I was like,
said,
oh,
all right,
shit.
well, wiggle your sphincter.
Yeah,
Come
no,
here.
that's the thing. She said there were like years and years of her like doing all these tests. Crazy thing is, the tests she mentioned were the really obscure tests I've done. And I was like,
Were you just meeting yourself? That was
yeah,
like 50
I know.
years in the future?
In the future, yeah, she's like in her mid-60s
I am
or
so
something.
full of shit. I'm gonna kill myself. This is me.
Still has dyed hair.
Literally me.
Literally me. Yeah, she was like, no, I had to advocate for myself for years and years. It was like doctors telling me that like nothing was wrong, gaslighting me for years. I did all these things. She did the SIBO thing. She did the thing with the fucking balloon up your ass. She did all the things I did, and I was like, whoa. And she's like, yeah, it ended up just being like this 8-hour procedure. And I was like, well, that's not like a small procedure. But she's like, but basically all they did was they wiggled my like ass around internally and made stuff fall back into place. Apparently she said there's this part where it's just for drying the poop, and she says it was misaligned, and so it was just drying everything, and she just couldn't get any. Yeah, so no poo was coming out, and she was miserable, and I was like, oh wow. Anyways, you want to use like our amenities now? And she's like yeah, let's like sign me up for
here.
yeah.
Oh, wow, ma'am. That sucks. Hey, since you
Yeah.
didn't kill yourself, want to buy a new membership?
You want a
Yeah,
tan?
that was basically that was
You
what
want
I
a
did.
roast?
That's what I did. Yeah,
Let's cook that shit inside of you.
She was straight up like, "Will I burn my first time?" And I was like, "Well,
Yes.
my first." She's like, I was like, I only used the tanning booth like before I went to Hawaii to get like a base tan or whatever, so I wouldn't burn when I was there. But I will say, an area of me did burn that was never exposed to the sun before. And she's like, "Oh, your nip nops, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's correct." I was like, "You're correct, ma'am." So she's like,
know
"All
that
right,
was a
just
thing.
yeah." I mean, I wasn't expecting
This
it myself.
is you in the future. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, I
Who's
mean,
you?
I
She
just
puts both her hands on your nipples. She's like, I know exactly
These-
what you mean. These.
I remember these.
If I massage him
They
enough,
were
all
so
the poop
perky,
comes
man.
out of you.
Oh, she like, I don't know. I normally just tell
Could you
people.
massage my butt cheeks?
I normally just tell people if you're stripping fully down and you've never had an area exposed to the sun before, it might burn, right? But this lady was straight up like, nipples, huh? I was like, yeah, that was
I
it.
haven't exposed my nipples since the Marches
You guys
in the
offer
50s.
you guys offer goggles and like little nip covers.
Nipple goggles.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
just stretches the goggles super far so it goes over her nipples.
Perfect.
Her eyes are burned to fuck. But nipples,
Yeah.
fine.
Important. Yeah, so she was like,
Priorities, dude.
she's like, just put me in for 5 minutes, then I won't do a full session. I was like,
5
sounds
minutes?
good. And then she came back out, and I was like, oh, do you want to try?
She had
any
no
of the
skin.
other things? Yeah, dude,
Skeleton.
there's this girl who's like, she's like a snowboarder
She has
girl.
no skin.
No, there's this snowboarder girl who's been coming in the last few days. She's really gorgeous, but her skin. I'm scared for her. I'm
sorry.
Sorry, this is
It's
a very
literally-
judgment-free zone of
It's
you.
literally melting off. Like, I'm not joking. It's melting
You can't call
off.
someone gorgeous and then the next second.
They are so beautiful, but let me tell you, the thing that
skin
covers
is
their
just-
entire body, disgusting.
Just
Melting the
melting
fuck
off.
off. It's nasty.
Okay, but it's been like it's been the progression of her skin. It was like first day she came in and she had
Stunning.
like yes.
Beautiful,
No, but
except
for real.
the way she looked. Nasty.
No, she came in like this cool outfit, and my coworker was like, "Whoa, sick gym fit," and she's like, "No, I just got done snowboarding, bruh." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then she's like,
so cool.
Yeah. And I was like, so like I was working out and I wasn't actually like on shift, but he was like busy helping someone else, so I just like walked behind the desk and was like, "Oh, I work here, so like I'll just sign you up for your tanning session." And I was like, so you just came from the mountains, right? And I was like, isn't there a lot of like sun exposure from the snow, like the glare from the sun? She's like, no, there's no sun up there. It's cloudy. And I was like, I think there's
Completely
always
melted
sun.
skin. No, there's no sun. Why
Yeah,
would there be
yeah.
sun?
Yeah, I was like, I think there's always sun, right? Yeah.
There's no
And
sun.
her skin looked
Just
like
snow up there.
like she's There's only
Ow, I
sun
just
up there.
split both of my lips doing that.
Good.
Hey, fuck you.
She was basically like, like you know, Bratz dolls, their skin color is like not a human shade. What I'm talking about,
Yeah,
like they
Largely
have
brown
like
people exists.
no, it's straight up like the color of like a caramel candy, and you're like, all right,
Yeah,
this
Nick.
no, you're like, this is not a human
Look how
shade,
silky
right?
smooth I was.
Look how non-human he looks.
She came in and like her skin, like it was clearly like she'd been like spray tanning. It's like that like orangey caramel.
No, it's natural.
Yeah. And she also has like a lot of filler, like so she looked like a Bratz doll. Like she
So
looked
she was
kind of
beautiful, except for her skin, her lips, her.
okay, but
Her
you
whole
know,
face.
she looked like an
hey,
Instagram.
those-
She looked like an Instagram baddie. She also had like cool like silver hair, like you know, like the cool. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into it, but she came in.
Yeah,
and
what's her
when
name? What's her address?
Yeah, you know what? I have access to all
This
of
is who
that.
you want, Nick.
Dead ass. My coworker. Whenever there's like a really hot girl, he's like, "Should I text her?" And I'm like, "What?" And you
Oh
just
my
pull
gosh!
You're gonna get fired.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you just pull up her
Invasion of
info.
He's not gonna get
Privacy,
fired.
too.
They're too busy telling
It's funny
Juliana
that like
what they can't wear.
when I go into people's like accounts, I'm like, let's see if she has like an emergency contact. Because he's like, is she married? Is she married? And I'm like, she has no emergency contacts, bro. Go for it. It's she. You're in
Juliana's
the
like,
clear.
hey, so you have anyone that we could, I don't know, you'd call if you were,
You live with
like in
anyone?
trouble,
Do you want
or,
someone
know,
to call?
anyone that you
Yeah.
would like love to like come meet you. I'm single.
Yeah, so okay, this girl, I let her tan. I continued working out. She came out, she did the full session, and she was like red when she
Is this
came out.
snowboarding girl or poop
Yeah,
girl?
snowboarding girl. She'd been exposed to the sun all day, and then she came and tanned. Next day I came after my shift again. I was working out. Snowboarder girl came in again, and my coworker was like, "Bro, her skin is peeling everywhere." And I was like, "Oh, gee!" Like he's like, I want to suggest to her to not continue doing it. So like,
Might I
it's been,
suggest stop?
yeah, I think she must be in
more.
town for some reason because I've never seen her there before.
She must
prior
be
to this.
insane.
Yeah. But you know, she's been tanning every day. She's come in every day after
Good
being
one,
in the
eh?
mountains during the daytime. But speaking of that poop lady, I helped her with another amenity. It was
Was it the poop amenity?
I was like, "Oh, would you like to use our hydro lounges?" Right? And so like I helped her set it up. She came out and she bust out of the door from like the spa area and did like a spin, and she did a scene from Elf. She's like, "You know that scene from Elf where he's like, I'm in love and I don't care who knows?" She did that. She did that one, and I was like, "Nice." Right? And then I was like, "Was it good?" And she's like, "So good, I don't even need a boyfriend." And I was like, "Oh,
I came in there.
Yeah,
Go
the
clean
thing
it up.
is, the thing,
Just
yeah, the
poop
thing
a little
is,
bit with the cum. It's,
Yeah, I was like-
it's
I
been
was
a
like-
thing for a few years.
I was like, ma'am, you know you're
Ooh,
supposed to like
yucky.
lay on that, right? Like you're on it, right? And she's
I was
like,
on it all right.
yeah.
I
The
was
thing is,
riding
it's like
it.
it's like a lot of pressure. It's like a hydro like gun things or like brrrr, you know, like shooting. So I was like, "Oh, well that's great." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll be coming back again." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh.
So the next day she does her workout and she's there again, and it's like, "Good to see you again, right? Are you interested in using the hydro lounge again?" And she's like, "Oh, you already know I am, right?" And I was like, "Oh, snap, right?" And then she was like, "Oh, damn it, I just got a text from my son." And I was like, "What's up?" And
That
then
really
she's
puts me out of the mood to come.
yeah, exactly.
Ah, he was in a car accident.
Stop.
Damn it. Anyway,
Take a wait.
So like we had just had like a power bump because it was windy or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, my son in Arlington just said his power fully went out." And I was like, "Oh no." And she's like, "He's asking to come over to my house." And then I was like, "Well, that's nice." And then she's like, "No, he has 5 fucking kids." And I was like, "Oh." And then she's like "They're all under 7." Right? And so I was like, "Oh, right." And she's like, "No, it's fun being a grandma and everything, but I'm about to see these ungrateful fucks tomorrow for one of their birthdays already." And I was like, "Oh,
She hates her grandkids so badly, dude.
yeah. No, she loves her grandkids.
surprise her grandkids
hates her
don't hate
own
her.
kids.
Poop grandma.
She hates
200 pounds of poop.
she hates her own kids. She went on to tell me, she was like, I already raised
Sorry,
5
if you're
on my my
filled
own.
with poop, you got no business hating anyone.
Yeah, she's
I
like,
hate you, lady.
she's like,
I hate
she was
you.
like, I already raised 5 kids of my own. She's like, I had 3, and then was like, that's it, that's all I'm doing. Then me and my
'Cause I'm
husband
filled
were,
with poop.
yeah,
No
she was
room for
like,
a kid.
she was like, me and my
Sorry.
husband were going through a divorce. And she's like, you know, we hadn't seen each other in like 6 months. We kind of were, it was bad. We kind of hated each other's guts, but we were like, let's have one last hurrah.
I bet he
We kind
hated
of
her
had-
guts.
her poopy guts. Yeah, she. It all comes back to shit, man. So
Feels
she was
the
like,
good old days.
she was like, we had one last hurrah. We had a drunken night and we did the deed. And yeah, I got pregnant
pooped
from
so
that.
much.
She was like, so they were in the middle of their divorce, hadn't seen each other in 6 months, continued with their divorce. She was pregnant, didn't know it, was in denial. Everyone was like, hey, you're gaining.
It's just poop.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I literally thought of. Because everybody was like, hey, you're gaining a lot of weight. And then she's like, no, it's just divorce depression weight, right? Like, you know, like that's.
Only in my stomach.
Yeah. And they were like,
That's where the
I
poop
don't.
is. I just
they're
need
like-
my butt massage.
They're like, I don't know, your stomach is getting pretty round. And I guess she went in for, like, her mammogram, like, just checkup. And they were like, let's schedule you for an additional ultrasound. And then she's like, why?
For no reason.
Yeah, you know, it's been
Why?
months. It's been months. She's, like, very visibly pregnant, right? So, like, it's been months of people being like, you're...
Donuts. I like donuts.
Yeah, right? She's like...
It's just donuts turning to
it's-
poop. 9 months
It's been
later, I'll poop
months
it out.
of
It
people
happens
being
time to
like,
time.
you are pregnant. And then she's like, no, I'm not. I'm going through a divorce. I haven't been with anyone else. I literally had one night of sex in the last, like, year, right? And so she was like, can't be, right? So the doctors, they just did, like, a measure of her stomach, and they were like, yeah, we're going to have to send you to an
Doctors
ultrasound.
eyeballed it.
Yeah,
You're
they
pregnant,
did. Literally, that's what they did. They sent her in for an ultrasound that day, and they're like, yeah, so you are 6 months pregnant. You're literally 6 months pregnant. And then she's like, oh, so she hadn't been doing any of the prenatal shit, none of the, like, vitamins she was supposed to be taking, nothing, right? Because she was just in denial the whole time. And they were like, by the
my
way, it's
gosh.
twins. It's twins.
I've been
And so
drinking
she's
for the
very,
last 6
very
months.
pregnant. She's very pregnant. Yeah. Yeah, so it was twins. And she's like, yeah, I was a fertile myrtle. Boinked once and got pregnant. And I was like, wow,
She
I'm
was
sorry
telling
about
you
that.
all this?
She told me all.
That's crazy.
Every time she comes in,
What's
it's
wrong
always
with these
something,
people?
and I'm like,
Lady,
I
I
love it.
just want to check you in.
Dude, the people yap to me about the craziest stuff. I'm like, what?
Dude, you could
the
not have tortured that information out of me. That is crazy
no.
information just offered to the Planet Fitness girl. That's wild.
No, it's like I told my coworker. I said the lady was super into like the hydro lounge thing, and I was like,
The lady
oh,
whacked off with the high
yeah.
school shots.
I was like, we may need to clean that a little bit later. Like, you know, like I was joking with him, and he's like, there's this woman who comes in who always flirts with our manager. Apparently, she's like an older lady, and she came up to him and was straight up like, I love your leg curl machine, and he's like, oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the pre-core equipment. And then she's like, no, it rubs me the right way. Like, wink. And then he's like, oh, so ever since then I've never used that
leg
machine.
curl machine?
Exactly.
I was gonna say.
I was like, how and where and
My vagina sags down to my legs nowadays.
I'm like,
It's on the sides of my thighs.
So
I'm
I
like-
coil the machine with my clit.
I'm like, where is she straddling it? Like,
I'm
what is
so
she
confused.
doing?
Yeah.
So now every time I use that machine, I clean it like pretty
Yeah,
thoroughly.
yeah.
Ever since then, I've been like, what in the hell is going on?
Anyways, welcome to the fucking
Hi,
podcast.
welcome to the podcast.
Yes, it's great. Oh, the laptop was under literally every gift that my parents have collected for all of my relatives for all of the holiday season. That's why I haven't been able to find it for like almost a month
I'm
now.
glad you found it at least.
Speaking of finding gifts, oh,
Oh,
great, son of a fucking
Good job,
bitch.
dude.
I gotta
Well, leave it in.
leave it in.
Oh, okay.
Get some gifts.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So I shipped both your guys' boxes at the same damn time, and Nick's got there like several days ago, and I checked, and her Julianna's is like It
2
like
weeks
shipped
delayed.
out of the St. Louis one like yesterday. I'm like, what in the hell? So,
They've
yeah,
just been
it's
holding it
delayed.
hostage.
I feel like it. I wonder if it's broken, to be honest. But anyway, so
It doesn't sound broken. There's
Merry
nothing-
Christmas. Well, that's because if it is, it's stuck in the bubble wrap.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and for anyone who's listening, we're all holding each other's gifts, except
We're all
Juliana
holding
does
each
not
other's
have mine.
balls.
We're all-
I love the holidays.
Wow.
I love celebrating Jesus' birth.
The choice of boys.
The choice of birth.
Holy crap, Nick, this is
You know, when
taped,
Mary
like,
was pregnant,
crazy.
she said, no, it's
Okay,
just
so
shit.
Lively, I taped your gift shut, but I realized it was the box is really weak, and I got very paranoid that it's gonna explode on the way to like where you live.
This was
so I
for structural integrity.
yes, for the sake of my sanity. Just cut any piece where you see tape, Daniel, and I think
Stab the button.
I'm not being as smart
God.
as
I
you.
got
Just,
it. Yeah.
just follow.
Oh, you see tape? Cut it. Oh, there's a few things in here. You cute little. Oh, good lord, that is. Alrighty.
Should I show
Yeah.
off the camera?
Nick researched vegan
I mean, should
snacks
I?
for me,
You can
everyone.
See, you can see Santa's entire pussies. You know.
Yeah?
Like, there you go.
It's cute.
Mine is,
This is why we're one of the top 10
Gingerbread men.
10% video podcasts. Dude, where do you even get this? Why?
What?
Where'd you even get this?
I didn't put that in there.
Shut the hell up.
Put
Yes, you
that
did.
there? Who put that there?
Daniel, I didn't put that in there.
Stop. Don't. Stop. Do not tell me you didn't put this in here. Don't tell me I'm
If you-
touching some random feet person's fucking sticker.
Dude, if you have stuff on your desk, I can't control that, but I didn't put
You
that
know
in there.
what? I hate you. I hate
It says
you so
it's
much.
it's a snowman and it says my flesh is falling from the sky. Merry
Oh,
Christmas.
that's funny. I like that. Rice
I helped
Krispies.
my cousin's
Rice
toddler
Krispies.
make a gingerbread house, and she has like a little gingerbread toy that she loves. And then I was like, "Oh, it's his house made out of flesh." And obviously she's not gonna get that, but the grandma heard it from the other room and was like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Huh?" It's a little ha ha. It's a little silly ha ha.
To my second favorite racist, it says. I know who the first one is.
One box is Charlie Brown.
Yes,
The
indeed.
other is Elf. It says "Too lively poo."
Oh, is it another Black Adam ornament? I sure hope. Damn it! It's fucking the Rock!
He said to damn it.
God damn it! It's the Rock!
It's just the Rock.
Fuck you! God damn it!
And this one
Oh.
says to Adam Driver's #1 stalker. That's true.
That's
Also.
100% true. I still
Oh my
remember the day
god,
where
it's
she
the
was, like, untying his
Kylo
leg.
Pop! Yeah!
Nick was sending me
Hell
pictures of the
yeah.
store when he was looking, and like he just like there was everything but that. It was crazy.
I went to so many stores
It's
to
like
try to find
100 Rays, 100 Finn,
What,
Pomps.
dude, what pisses me off is like I remember when like Kylo Ren first debuted. It was everywhere. You could not
Everywhere.
escape Kylo Ren.
Everywhere.
And now you told me that story the last time you were on. That like your parents didn't buy, or not your parents, your
Yeah,
aunt, I
my
think?
cousin got me. The Ray
Yeah,
is
you're-
staring at me in the corner right now.
So I was like, man, she never even got like the Kylo Ren one. Let me get it for her. And I could not track this down. I went to so many GameStops, like these collector shops, Disc Replay, all these places. No
So
one
he
had it.
stole this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, and then it's iZombie. Oh my gosh, my obscure interests.
Obscure interest, but I still remembered it.
Oh, thank you.
All right, this one
I love
says-
this show.
This one says Pinmates wooden collectible, but it doesn't show what's
Open
on
it
the
up, buddy.
outside. Do I have-
Open it
oh,
up. Let's see.
I swear to God. What else is in
Giant
Lin
wooden cock.
No. There's no way. There's no way.
Show the camera, go on.
Wait a damn minute.
Whoa!
It's Lin
He's
Manuel.
facing away from the box like he just doesn't want to be here.
This is like
Perfect.
I don't want to be in this white boy's house. Yeah.
He was
Good
on
lord.
Jeopardy the other night.
Wait, who's the dog? Who's Tico Rico?
I don't know. I think it's his dog.
Is that
So you
his
just
actual
sent me
dog?
Lin Manuel and a random
his
fucking dog.
Oh, it was a 2-pack.
It was a 2-pack.
What's equal to Lynn? Dog.
Tico Rico.
Great.
All right, what is it? Whoa! Did they give these out at the theater?
Yes, they did.
This is insane.
I've been
my
holding
God.
on to that for so long.
Hoarding it.
Framed.
This is
Juliana,
sick.
do you want me to tell you what yours is?
I mean, I
do you
can
wanna
be
just wait for it?
surprised. I can be. You want me to be surprised on the episode? By
No,
live
no, it's
reaction?
totally up to you. Like, no, because then you have to wait like after Christmas to open it. So
He's
I
like,
don't
no, I
care.
only bought it for your live reaction.
Everything I get for you is for this podcast.
I'll wait, but it'll be after Christmas. I'll send you a video of
Sounds
me
good.
opening
I
it.
hope yours is not broken either, but you should like yours. I hope so. But yeah,
Crossed.
welcome to the podcast, everybody. Merry Christmas, as we've just on all our presents.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, we can get a few housekeeping items out of the quick, and then I've got like one of the best stories that it's really short, but one of the best personal stories I've had in so long. Oh my gosh, I've been holding on to this one for a little bit. But anyway, I got an email. So we talked about Spotify Wrapped last time. Thank you everyone who listens to us on Spotify, watches the
Thank
videos,
you.
downloads it, download it. But so YouTube sends us their version of like Spotify Wrapped. So just wanted to quick hit some of the stats. But 370 new subscribers this year. 208,000 views, which is crazy. We've had 215 uploads this year. Which is, I mean, mostly shorts, obviously, but
Yeah,
that's
but still
pretty good.
Impressive.
485 comments.
grinded.
The top video I've watched this year, we know which one that is. Episode 69, naked episode. 324 hours
Surprise,
watched.
surprise.
Where we were like really serious that episode.
Yeah. It ended up being really serious after that first bit.
Oh no!
But yeah, so there was that. So thank you
I
guys
bet if
for
you
that.
saw the stats where it was like where people stopped listening, it was like a giant spike.
Episode
and then
70 just
immediately-
drops. Immediately.
Did you guys see that YouTuber or streamer or whatever who like locked himself in a solitary confinement in the dark
No.
for like a full month? And he started eating his door.
What?
It's not a joke.
This wasn't a
It's
Mr. Beast challenge?
That's not even like half of it. Like
I know,
you're
he
forgetting
went-
it.
He genuinely went insane in there. It was like, what else? What else did he do? Give him more context.
Well, they gave him a brain scan, and it turns out he has like significant brain damage. they showed
He
his
had damage
brain,
before. That's why he decided to go to solitary confinement.
Dude, he
because
may
he was
have
in the
had-
dark for so long, it just affected his brain to the point where it started
Wow.
like eating itself or something. I don't know, but he has like giant
Oh my
spaces where there's no brain
gosh.
matter now. And they're like,
What? Well, like
what's
if
crazy
you just
is like, go
watch
on.
super cuts of the video, it's like he's like, and like, you know, like it's not even like he's joking. He started smashing his little keyboard into his head, and like,
I saw
he was, you know,
Was there night vision, or how are you seeing these things? you're
Yeah,
talking
there's
about?
like a
you
night vision,
yeah you
like,
can
live
see in the
feed.
room, but he's in the dark. I don't know like what they did in terms of like feeding him. I should have watched it honestly. Like,
They said like if you donate certain amounts, he gets fed, which is insane. But,
oh my
But
god,
this was old, isn't it? I remember this being
well,
in the news like a
they
few months
announced
ago.
it. They announced it in November, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a name out of myself." And people were like, "We don't
Yes.
even know the streamer's name. Like
Yes.
even now, I don't know who that guy is. I just know it's
yeah,
like
I don't even know what his name is either. I just know he's Australian. And
Oh, I didn't know that either.
he had done a previous
G'day,
challenge.
mate. Join me in solitary confinement. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it sounded like. He did a
It
previous
was in fact
one
not a good day.
where it
Sorry.
was he was trying to break the record for staying awake the longest. He did this like a few months ago, I think
Most
in the
brain
summer.
rot.
So like it's the one where he like was just standing there for hours, and every time he was starting to fall asleep, he would have his friends like tap him awake, you know.
Yeah, I remember
So I
hearing
think
this.
yeah, I think he stayed awake for like 12 days or something like that, and it effed him up, and so he took a little hiatus in between these two stunts to
little
like
nap.
recover. Yeah, to recover, and
Wasn't he hallucinating?
yeah, and he effed him up. He effed himself up again. Like I was like, damn. See, he's not even getting free like press from us right now because we don't even know his name. That's so
yeah,
sad.
they're just like streamer was in solitary confinement. We don't
Yeah,
know who
exactly.
it is.
It's like who? Don't know, but he was straight up eating his door, like straight up gnawing on it, like what you would imagine, like
Like a beaver.
Yes.
Do that
yes.
Yeah, welcome to the episode, Poop Lady and Solitary Confinement Door Eating Beaver Rat Man. Awesome. Anyway, Spotify comments. Quick blaze through these as we get
Yeah.
started. I forgot to watch this episode, and then I saw Daniel's arcane STD Christmas thingy and hopped on Spotify as I was mid-finals. Pray for me.
Okay.
Sorry, did not mean to read that one. Good lord. Hey,
for
Peas,
the
it's the guy
private
with horrible
folder.
luck that I had to get tested for cancer a bit ago. Negative, thankfully. But it was really stressful, and y'all helped me through it.
Thank
In other news, my
goodness.
mom actually had cancer. Non-metastatic and luckily treatable, and will go on topical chemotherapy. Times have been tough in the family right now, so thanks for making my day a little brighter. Yeah, don't listen to this episode, dude.
I'm sorry.
Man, it was like bad, and then okay, there's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I was like,
and then it
remember I
bad
had
again, and
cancer?
I'm like,
I'm okay. My mom has cancer. She's fine. We're all fucked. Thank you, though. And I'm like,
You're doing the opposite emotions. You said he had cancer, and it was like,
Yeah.
that's a high. It's treatable. That's
hi
a
for
low.
us. Views. Views. The more cancer you get, the more views we get.
So okay, well, I hope everything goes well.
Yeah, I hope.
honestly.
I hope.
You're okay. Please pull
Yeah,
through.
just make sure you do upkeep with checkups. As somebody who's like, I got a lot of cancer in my family personally, so
Yeah.
I relate to you, person. It's very stressful. It really is. So
is.
I hope you guys are doing all right.
Yeah. And as per usual, the next one is, this episode was indubitably very bueno sauce.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please
Right
help.
on.
Please help. The people I sit with at lunch keep talking about their sex lives. We are at school. Maybe keep things private. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like school.
Which I'm assuming, do you mean is that high? Yeah, this was not happening in my small town school.
No.
Have you read that passage from the
Losers.
Bible?
That's what they were talking about.
Losers.
Nick's like, no, we talked about sex all the time.
Yeah, it's something in high school. What are you talking about?
That's like anytime
That's crazy to me.
anytime
That's
somebody had
wild.
sex, everybody had like a million questions for that one person.
Really?
Yes.
Did it feel good?
Yeah. It was like an interrogation. Like as soon as somebody found out, it got leaked that somebody lost their virginity, everybody was like,
That has literally never happened at this school. That's crazy. I can't imagine what that would have been like. Ugh.
No.
Damn.
Most people thought it was cool though. There wasn't much shame around it. Everybody was like, "What? Oh, you're sick. They're so awesome."
Hey, Piss Pod, about to go take my final in a class I have to pass to graduate in 4 years. Wish me luck. Oh,
4
luck.
years.
And also, yeah, for everyone that's hopefully finishing finals, I think by the time this comes out on the 21st, most people should be done with finals. So congratulations, you made it. Enjoy
Or,
your...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, or I'm sorry, please stay alive. Me
That's how I
as
already
Nick
feel
and
getting
Daniel
through the
yammer on
holidays.
about McDonald's. Girl, remember the boycott. Yeah. I think we were talking about McDonald's before all the information came out about Luigi. Yeah, by the way, Juliana,
That's
how do
not
you
the
feel about
boycott they're
how do you
talking
feel
about.
about one of your people being the guys that shot
Yeah,
the CEO?
finally some good Italian representation in the media, man. Finally.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Just a hot Italian making the rounds. Nothing was stopping these people from thirsting over him. The cops released pictures of him like pissed and shit his pants, and they were like,
And
"We
everyone's
still
like,
want him."
awooga.
Yeah, and they were like,
awooga.
"I'd drink his pants, I'd sip them." Like, oh, this was not the
I
reaction
see.
we were hoping.
Christ.
He's the only PPI sippy.
I'm still confused to the whole thing if he actually fucking did it, because the pictures do not line up. Like just even like his eyebrows don't line up with the picture. I'm so confused.
I don't know. There's so much about it. Have you seen all the
There's so much
conspiracy
confusing.
theories?
Well, and of course there is, because like the cops like supposedly found him, and then they're like, well, we found the gun, the manifesto, the backpack, and all this stuff in his car at the McDonald's. You know, the
Yeah, it
things you
just
bring
feels
to
like,
go to McDonald's.
A lot of stuff was purposely placed, either I think by him, and he's like some kind of madman,
Yeah,
like genius,
Yeah, I don't know.
or somebody else planted it. But either way, I think a lot of it was intentional. So
Because I mean, at first I just thought they had the wrong guy, but it's like it's so well involved. Like he's involved somehow, but like the
Yes.
pictures just didn't.
I'm about
line
to
up.
send
And
you.
then-
I'm about to
and
send
then-
you the conspiracy theory video that I
And
like.
then, his lawyer was like, there has literally been no physical evidence tying him to the case. The next day, they were like, hey, we found the fingerprints at the crime scene matched, and everyone was like, what fingerprints? He wore gloves, he walked up and shot him and left. It's so confusing, the whole thing.
I just like that the second it happened, everybody was like, he's hot. And I'm like, how do you even know? And then more pictures were released, and then everyone's like, I don't care. I don't care if he's not even hot. We're already simping for him. just because of what he did.
Just because, exactly, yeah. I guess his court case is coming up. He's charged with terrorism, which is fucking crazy because he shot one dude. You're charged with terrorism versus none of the fucking people that charged the Capitol are getting charged with shit.
For just because of like the propaganda stuff he put out, or what?
No, just inciting the country against all these people. They're like, you terrorize terrorism against the CEOs, but it's like, that's just the people's reaction to what happened. I don't think he planned for all that shit to happen.
I hope he
thought that was
planned
gonna
for
happen.
it. I feel like he thought there would be a reaction, but probably not to the scale.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is a crazy scale.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird that he's like a central radicalist. Like, you know, it's like he's got like both sides of the political spectrum that he's like posted shit about. So it's like everyone coming together over one issue. This is the issue everybody on all sides of the political spectrum can agree on, is that people need universal health care.
Yeah, and that like all the like Ben Shapiro was coming out with his video like,
This is it's bad that the CEO died.
and everyone in his comments, conservatives being like, oh, I just
Why
now
do you care?
realized you want class warfare. Like that's your whole thing that
Yeah.
your shit feeds off of. And it's
They're like, oh, you're rich,
just now
and you're
realizing
actually
this.
not for us. Oh.
Shocker.
Oh. I know, it's like crazy enough. Yeah, that's 100% accurate, and I'm glad people are starting to wake up, sheeple. That's
Yeah,
right.
no fucking kidding. Copycat. And there's
No, for real. I'm like nobody trying to get in on that. People didn't see how much
Okay.
attention he got and didn't want that. All those clout chaser people.
This is what I'm saying.
Somebody.
Not to be super dark, but like right after this happened, right, the school shooting that happened a few days ago, right?
Yes.
And part of me was so pissed, not only because this person decided to shoot up school, obviously, but I was also like, look, if you were gonna do that anyway, why couldn't you have shot another CEO if you wanted to throw your fucking
That's what
life
I'm
away?
saying. That's what
What
I'm
are you
saying.
doing? That means you had the option to choose between CEO and school, and you went for the school.
Yeah,
You're
it's
evil.
like
You're
it's
fucking
like,
evil.
Don't you want like more? Didn't you see how much positive attention that guy got
so
for
much
that?
positive attention. I was gonna say, I'm like, come on, it's been like weeks, nothing.
Exactly.
Oh
I'm like,
my
somebody
gosh.
get on it. I thought people were ready for dismantling shit, but no.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess everyone just wants to, myself included. I ain't gonna do shit. I'm just gonna share memes and whatnot. But I kind of didn't think everybody would be doing that.
I'm not killing anybody, but you know what? You push me far enough. I'm working minimum wage. It sucks a little bit.
I was gonna say, out of anyone in the whole country to actually do this, I would think it would be you, another Italian. Can you imagine what would happen in the news? Another.
My Paisan.
Yeah. You guys just be. This is what you do to meet him. You get to be. This is your Joker story. You understand, right?
Yeah.
This is how you meet your Joker.
I just
Meet your hot Italian. Go for him.
Honestly, I'm too much of a pussy to actually incite any form of violence. But if I could encourage other people to do it, I'm not super opposed killing CEOs. You know what? Everybody's like, it's so bad that someone died. That's so sad. But I'm like, but
All
you
the
have
people
to,
he's killed. Fuck that.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah. I was
chain
like,
of
you have
thought.
to consider
Ridiculous.
like. What are the ethics we're looking behind on this?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if you're looking at his death toll that he contributes towards all
Exactly.
the people who suffer and die every day at the hands of like, I'm not gonna go into it because people already
Yeah,
know.
I
People already know
Everyone
this
already
shit.
knows. We've been thinking
But
of this for a while.
I saw people talking about like Monopoly conspiracy theories where
Yep.
they're like, he was arrested on like Pennsylvania Avenue or whatever, which is like a Monopoly
oh my
like
gosh, come
location.
on.
And then I guess like the place he did the shooting was like Monopoly adjacent or something. And then the lady who turned him in, her last name was Parker, and they're the ones who took the like
That's kind of funny.
they're the ones who like got the trademark or whatever on Monopoly, even though the people who actually made the original game like didn't get the profits from it because they didn't trademark it or whatever, and then the Parker people came and like snatched it.
They
So,
talk
I don't
about
know.
that in the movie Heretic. Have you seen that yet? I feel like you'd enjoy that. I mean, so the person that tipped the person at the McDonald's didn't get the reward money because they called the wrong fucking line.
They just called
And then-
General 911 rather
Yeah,
than the
so
tip
fuck
line.
them. Everyone was just clowning on him for not getting the money. And then the other thing was, I guess the CEO of the backpack company, the guy, like they recognized the backpack the guy was wearing in the pictures. So the CEO like called up the cops and was like, I can help you identify exactly who that is based on the warranty that they registered with the backpack with the serial number, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it must
and
have been
so
some kind
if
of
this was
fancy
published, this is what's crazy to me about misinformation. Like, there is no history and nothing is real anymore, and it blows my mind and it's scary because they literally put out an article in like the New York Times detailing this. They said the CEO met with cops and they were helping to identify who had the backpack. When people found out this was going on, they fucking killed this company. They've been like leaving awful reviews, setting all their stuff on fire, like fucking them over, and everyone knows it was them. Peak Design, right? No one wants to buy their stuff anymore. And they put out a statement. They turned off all their comments, and they put out a statement that said, "We didn't give the cops anything. It's in the paper that you did." Like, they literally published it a few days ago that you did that, and you're gonna be like, "No, that didn't happen. No, just straight up didn't happen." It's like, oh my gosh, bro.
That's the thing where I bet people would have loved to be anonymous if they wanted to rat on him, but there's no way with that much publicity it was gonna stay anonymous.
Yeah,
There's just no way.
No, it's because they're so out of touch. The CEO like actually thought like people would be like, nice job for helping the cops find that guy, and everyone's like, no, we hate you.
You know,
Terrible.
I'm typically a cop hater, but when the police came and helped me the other night at the gym, that guy was super helpful. I've been trying to find out who it was, like, ever since then. Because, like, I'm like, I want to say something nice. Dude, he was so hot. He was so hot! Oh my god! Oh my god. It's funny because, like, these women were like hysterical, like screaming in my coworker's face, and then the second this like 6'5" hot cop walks in, they're like, you know what, it's okay, it's not that big of a deal, everything's fine. And I'm like, what? They were literally in my coworker's face.
You showed the cop the video. Yeah, I was gonna say, what a bunch of assholes. Everyone that goes to Planet Fitness sounds fucking awful.
No, they're fine. You know, they're fine.
Okay.
Judgment-free zone. Judgment-free zone.
Shut the hell up.
My coworker, 19-year-old boy, kind of like, you know, they see him as this kid who's like a goober, you know. He's like, ma'am, you want to like go in the back office and just have some space, you know, to decompress? And she's like, no, I want my shit back. And she's like yelling in his face. Like, the crazy thing is I didn't even get a break all day. Like, I had been working, I think, like 6 hours at this point, and I hadn't had a 15. Dude. And so I was like, legally I have to take my 30. So I was like, I'm taking my 30 now to eat my lunch. And I just ate a couple grapes to get my blood sugar back up. And then I hear screaming outside. And I go out, and I see people like pointing at my coworker like behind the desk and like yelling at him, and I was like, oh shit. So I walk over and I'm like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, we just got robbed, and I was like, fuck, right? Like, I was like, bad, this is bad. Like, a lot of people, it was a really busy peak time, and a lot of people had their shit stolen. And it's like, they were sitting there and they were like, this is you guys' fault, this is your fault, you know, like literally yelling in our faces. And like, I felt so guilty because I was like, fuck, I took 20 minutes away. Like, I left the desk for 20 minutes and we got robbed.
You
like, that's
wouldn't
crazy.
even do anything to stop it.
And the weird thing is, like, I went to the bathroom and it was like, I had to pee. I used the bathroom. There were women in there changing. Everything was fine. 15 minutes later, that's when I hear the screaming, and I go and check the blockers, see if there's anything I can find in there, like anybody's IDs were thrown in the toilets or trash cans, because I guess they did that last time. So I was looking through there, and clothes everywhere, everything's strewn everywhere. So like, obviously they hit within that 15-minute period. Like, it didn't look like that.
Why is it such a violent hit? Like, that's...
Yeah, I saw who the guys were. You know, it would help if they like put me in like the worker group chat so I would know what these guys would look like. But like, if I was in there taking a shit like I normally do on my break, I totally would have been in there when the guys were hitting. And one of them is a huge guy, like 6 foot something, like massive, like he's really wide. The other guy's really tall and lanky. But if that big guy was in the bathroom that was the women's bathroom and I came out and was like, hey, what's going on? I don't fucking know what he would have done to me.
I'm just imagining Bill Burr and that guy from Breaking Bad when you're like, one was a small, skinny, lanky guy, and one was a giant, tall guy. Like, yeah, this is who I'm picturing in my head. They
were both tall, but one's like super burly basically, so I was like shit. But like the cop was like, oh, I think they're both like more slender guys, both tall, lanky. Like that was what he was describing them as. But then my coworker pulled up their accounts and she's like, oh, they scanned in when they robbed us on Tuesday. So, like, I have their pictures, and then I also have the security footage, and I was like, no, that guy's fucking massive. He's huge, but...
So, the cops, like, know who these people are?
Yeah, so the cops were like...
Sorry, they scanned in before they robbed the place? Are they fucking stupid?
That's what I'm saying, but they had fake names, I think. Like, they had bought their accounts with cards
Robert,
stolen.
Bobby.
Yeah, you know, I think they, like, checked them in with cards they stole, and then they made sure to check in when we were busy, so we couldn't see. So if there's like a card that has been declined for whatever reason, canceled, we'll get something that notifies us. So if we're turned around helping somebody or talking to somebody, we can't see that red screen immediately. So they were able to check in, and they did have red screens that popped up, so clearly they used like credit cards that they had stolen people's shit with that have been canceled since then. But the cops said these guys have been hitting, so they robbed us twice this last week. So like if I knew that we had just been robbed, I would have been more vigilant, you know, like more alert, looking out for that shit. But
I'm glad you weren't, because if for some reason, if they were this violent, they may have just like thrown you into the fucking wall. So I'm glad you weren't in the area.
Yeah, I come out
what
of
the hell would you have been doing?
I come out of the stall, I finish shitting, and I'm like, this is a citizen's arrest.
Shit.
And they're like,
you're even lighter because you've been shit. And they just
yeah.
bat you like Macklemore's team did.
There's some like crazy rich people who randomly go to Planet Fitness though, like really rich, like business, like tycoon type guys.
Elon
and
Musk.
I don't know why they go there, and I ask them why they do, and they're like, I don't need to spend a bunch of money. Yeah,
Hey,
like,
what the hell
they
are you
come
doing
in.
here?
The weird thing is they've scouted a
Rolling
lot
up in
of
their
like
Maseratis.
yes, they do. They have like these crazy cars, and they have like multiple crazy cars, and they've scouted people to like work for them who are regulars at the gym. I think they see people who like have like a good work ethic or whatever, and they're
when
like,
I want workers for my billionaire business, I go to fucking Planet Fitness.
yeah, I don't know. It's really
I saw you tan when your skin was peeling.
Yeah, come on
Are
down.
you 18?
Come on
I saw
down.
you covering that woman's nipples. I think you could do some good for me.
Yeah, it's super random. Some of these guys are just like, they talk about all of these business deals they do, and they just yap to me, and I'm just like, why are you here? And they're like, I don't want to spend a bunch of money on these fancy gyms, and I don't want my own personal gym because I move around a lot and I travel a lot, so like there's no point. So I was like,
They're just pitching NFTs to whoever listens.
yeah.
So this one here is a chimp smoking.
yeah.
How would you like to become a millionaire?
Welcome to the podcast. Nick
Welcome
is
back again.
And Nick is
Back
back. He's back.
Hey, my
Guess
computer
who's
just
back?
shut off.
Yeah, it was like, man, you talked about
Froze,
enough
and then it
shit.
was just like,
I'm done.
That's enough poop talk, and it just shut off. Alright, we're back.
Poop talk.
Well, I'll quick blaze through some of these comments, and we'll get on to some of these stories. But also the Buzzsprout, that was the thing I knew I forgot. Buzzsprout did their like little Buzz Wrapped. Everyone's fucking doing their own Wrapped, and it drives me insane.
Buzz-wrapped.
Just give me my analytics all the time. Then
be fun.
You know what? That'd be cool. That would be cool. What if they did that all the time?
Spotify told me what I listened to, what I chose to listen to.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
This is the music I listened to this year?
Drake. So we were in the top 25% of all Buzzsprout podcasts, which is cool. But then they put the little stat, which is interesting but not helpful, that the top 1% has 4,700 downloads in the first 7 days. We have on average like 150. So
Still a big
great,
number,
but
yeah.
that is a gigantic gap.
It's not
so.
two. No, I get it.
So what I'm saying is, if
Okay,
everyone
and?
listening to this downloads it twice from two separate places, we can double the downloads and get in the top 10%.
Double downloads.
And then you get your friends and family as coworkers see, and then you go on vacation.
Yeah.
Anyways, 24 episodes this year, which is exactly 2 episodes per month, so that's nice. St. Louis is the most popular city. St. Louis, then Charlotte, North Carolina, then Chicago, Illinois, Arvada, Colorado, and then Sydney, New South Wales, Australia.
Damn, no
That's
Seattle
awesome.
representation. Wow,
Yeah, Seattle
my friends,
I wonder why, because all of Seattle's fucking assholes.
my friends are not showing up. Wow. Boo.
Shocker. Shocker. That is, I never would have thought if they didn't show up for you, they wouldn't show up for the podcast. That's wild. We were in 53 countries this year, so United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, and Sweden being the top
wish.
5.
I stayed right here.
You're funny. Top episodes. The top episode this year was a dripping handful of sauerkraut. Love to see the Germans popping into our episodes. Thanks, guys.
Like, this is our calling.
I love what you said about
When we were, like-
sauerkraut. That was so funny. Thank you.
When we were like the top 10 in Germany, they love us.
Yeah.
They love us.
So this isn't even streamed. This is, and we talked about Spotify already had 200,000 streams. So Buzzsprout 33,000 downloads on top of all that other stuff. So that's pretty crazy. But anyway, thanks for everybody's help on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
And
for
then
your
we'll-
support.
We'll go through a few more of
Did
these comments.
you get their email that they sent out about them having their own version of like a MagCon? Did you hear about this?
That.
It was
like
like
a
Pod-
podcast con.
Podfest or
They
something.
they attached a picture, and it was literally just like a small hotel room with a bunch of old people getting
millennials.
getting catering and eating penne pasta. I was like, oh,
And they're
fun.
like, we may pay for your ticket. And I'm like, I don't.
We
need
might,
it.
and I'm like, no. Because when you look it up, it's like they're like, we won't pay for your travel, but we'll pay for the $50 ticket that we put on our own podcast con. It's
I'm
like,
good.
thanks.
I'm fine.
Good lord. Oh, this one was interesting to me. As the local goat man who occasionally goes to my local McDonald's, leaving with several assault charges, I approve of
Luigi?
this silly, gooberish podcast. Hope there's not another world-changing event in the next several weeks. IDK with the pattern, the rapture might be next week. Yeah, no kidding.
God, I hope so.
What if Luigi left a comment? How you guys are funny.
Why couldn't Luigi be holding a Pequeno Pod shirt on his profile before he was arrested?
Well, he's getting arrested. His
Wouldn't that have been
McDonald's
awesome?
holding up
No.
his Big Mac, like his little Happy Meal.
We
was
get waves of
telling-
like Fox News conspiracy theorists just being like,
I think Daniel Nick would like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I'm well aware of this.
Oh, you are? I don't know what this is. Write it down
Clubs,
here. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm sorry. This is so late. Happy Thanksgiving to the
Oh.
peas. Hope you're able to avoid the Thanksgiving constipation. No. We literally talked this entire opening about that constipation. Last one here says, hello again. My cat is okay. She was just pregnant, so now I have kittens.
Oh, that's good.
Today, a drugged lady on the bus home said, I don't watch child porn, but I would watch you. And then she fell over. Oh my gosh.
Great.
Okay.
Nicest Seattle resident.
Yeah, I know. I was just gonna say, I was like,
Yeah, by the way,
Alright.
someone also commented to me that, and I'm glad I saw it early, but I guess for whatever reason, the YouTube episode of the last episode was fine, but someone commented, they were like, I loved listening to the 3 minutes of silence at the end of this episode. And I was like, oh, and I looked in there and checked, and there's just 3 minutes of silence after the theme song ends. Just silence. And I was like, oh, I guess something happened. So I went back and re-uploaded it, but thanks for listening to all that and giving us maximum watch time.
YouTube video though, you did cut out whatever you said. At one point you're like yelling, but it's just silence. I noticed it when I was watching like one of the.
Oh, I
the
didn't
last
cut out
episode.
anything. I think the audio on the Zoom
just
spaced
clipped.
out.
It clipped. It was like,
If you were listening, you didn't hear anything, but if you were watching, I just screamed my fucking guts out. So real quick, the one story I had that I thought was the funniest, very short. For the first time ever, finally got a letter. I got invited to
got
jury
a
duty.
letter.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah. So the first thing I proceeded to do was send messages to
I'm
both.
so racist. Please don't put me on.
I sent death threats.
The defendant
my-
is white.
one of my
I
friends-
hate white people. I fucking hate.
One of my friends' his uncle, he would always claim that he was super racist, and they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him say it.
What? That's
It's
crazy.
not even like a joke.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, he was like, I just have
Nice.
such a bias against, and then he'd name a group of people.
Every
and
group,
then they're
every
like, get
group.
him out of here, get him out of here.
That's
Every
crazy.
group ever. Yeah, I'll be honest, I hate everyone.
In front of the whole court, God and the judge, you're like,
It's when
I
they scream right in
hate
the very
Asians.
beginning.
You're just like, whoa. Crazy.
It's just a really funny technique. I never knew people did that.
That's the strat.
What else are people doing that?
It's like just
I
saying,
touch
like,
kids. You're like,
I think it was just like, don't people just say like, oh, I have a doctor's appointment or like I have work?
right.
Take
So
off.
what I did as a normal fucking person was I emailed both of my doctors on my chart, my
Please
specialist
give me an appointment.
my specialist for my ulcerative colitis and the specialist who's helping me with like my primary for the panic disorder stuff. And I didn't ask them to like get me out of it. I just said, hey, can you maybe send me a recommendation? Daniel, as someone diseased,
he's really
would be great
trustworthy.
for this jury, and he's not racist.
Oh.
Damn it, I can't use that excuse.
Oh.
No, I asked for like a letter just to state what my disease was. That's
might
all. That's all the jury. Yeah, that's all the jury needed was like they needed an official
To
like
whom it may
paper for
concern.
your diagnosis, not just you saying that you were
I
sick.
poop.
Oh.
Sometimes I poop, sometimes it's blood. There's blood at this crime scene. I'm kind of biased against the blood. I hate the blood. What is he talking about?
Oh.
So I emailed them and just asked. I didn't ask for anything specific. I just said, hey, do you mind sending me a letter with an official diagnosis? And I got back the most rancid fucking letters. I'm so
Diarrhea
offended.
is blood.
I'm so offended. Nick, you're jumping
Repulsive
ahead of
to
me.
smell.
Nick, you're jumping ahead. So this was the
This guy
one.
stinks so much you don't want him in your courtroom.
This guy eats eggs in the car. You don't want this dude in the courtroom.
Sneak an egg into the courtroom.
He'll sneak an egg into the courtroom and start chowing down. All right, so this is the one from my specialist in Chicago for my
gonna read
ulcerative
it?
colitis. Yes, I'm gonna read it. It's funny. So, to whom it may concern, Daniel.
Daniel who? Daniel Señor Pequeños.
My client, Señor Pequeños. I already ate
Innocent.
this guy.
Innocent.
So Daniel has ulcerative colitis, which is an inflammatory bowel disease. This patient experiences flares that include
Oh no. On what? Uncontrollable leaking.
yeah.
This patient experiences flares that include uncontrollable urgent diarrhea stools.
Oh. Oh.
This guy has diarrhea.
This guy be shitting uncontrollably. Can't control it. Crazy.
You need him to sit still for 5 minutes.
And they said, and then after that, it is my medical advice this patient be excluded from jury duty due to his urgent need for bathroom access with little, if any, advance notice. He ain't gonna tell you when he's going to
He
shit.
might
He's
poop
going to shit.
now.
he
now.
might just
He's
be going
pooping
in his
this
pants. Yeah.
This guy
Please,
pooped in his diaper.
Please do not hesitate to contact
he
my
may go in
office.
his pants.
Oh my gosh! So that was just the first letter. So that I reluctantly
The second
submitted
one.
that. I gave it to them, and then this was the second letter.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, it gets worse. Well, no, actually, I think that one was worse.
This guy stinks.
This next
That's all
one.
it says.
And then the next one, they just say, he's
This
so
guy stank.
mentally unstable.
Look up Jedi retirement home.
He just sends a hyperlink. Just take a look at this. You'll thank me later.
Take a look. You don't want
Nothing
him.
to do with my
You don't want him.
diagnosis. He's just fucking insane. The next one says, this gentleman is under my care. He suffers from moderate anxiety and panic attacks. He is currently on medication for these. This panic disorder may cause him difficulty serving as a juror, as he may panic at any second.
Any moment.
He's a ticking time bomb.
I'm just sitting there,
You're barking.
going insane.
Screaming.
Good lord. So I submitted both those letters, and they came back almost immediately, and were like, don't come back.
LOL.
Do not.
Do not enter my fucking courtroom. I swear to God, I will have you held in
Banned.
contempt. So they said they said like you're delayed until 2026 or something. So I was like, I'll just send these letters again next year. I'm gonna be pooping next year.
Insert audio of Kamala Harris being like, don't come.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Yes.
Sorry, my imitation of Kamala is not the full quadriplegic brain guy. What's his name? Stephen Hawking. Yeah. Anyway, so that was my little fucking story. Anything happened to you guys? Well, we've heard
Very
what happened
cute.
at work with the poop lady.
Very
Nick, anything
dainty.
happened to you in the last couple weeks?
Nothing funny, but just like a experience that was very nice. I wasn't expecting this.
A positive
there's a-
experience?
One of us had a positive experience, and it was Nick. Shocker. It's always Nick.
No. So there's a artist I've been listening to named Anna Luno. She has a radio show on Beats Radio 1, and then I think now it's Apple Music. I think she transferred over. But she's been just exposed, like anyone that's kind of underground in like the electronic music scene. Like she's been bringing them up, like sharing the stage,
Nice.
giving them a platform. Just a very like nice person to do that. But every time she's come to Chicago, at least, I never get to see her because A, I have like a college lecture, or B, she toured with The Weeknd, so like tickets are like $200 something. I don't want to spend
And
that
you would
much.
have to see The Weeknd.
I like The Weeknd.
Me too.
Boo.
I know. I'll admit it. I know everybody says he's cringe now, but
Yeah, people say he's cringe now, but like I don't know, I still like that.
but his stuff still pops
until
off.
dawn. Yeah. So, one of the things that, like, it's so dumb, and, like, my little monkey brain did this, but her old album covers, like, they always had pictures of Polaroids on them, and back when I was in high school, I was like, that's so cool, like, I just liked the way they looked, and I remember
make this
looking
my
up in the
whole thing.
comments. Yeah, no, I was, like, checking the comments, being like, how does she get those pictures to look like that? And people were like, Polaroids.
It's just a Polaroid.
How does she make a picture look so old?
What Instagram filter? Is that Sophia? Like, it was just so dumb. I was just like,
we're
how does it look
cooked.
like that? Yeah, dude, I didn't know. So, because
He was a child.
I grew up with like the flash photography, like the disposable cameras. I never like dealt with Polaroids, so I didn't know there was like another one. So I remember like finding out about Polaroids, and I wanted one for the longest time because of that. I just liked the way the pictures looked. And
You're
so
inspo.
I literally got one this year because
Oh,
of
we're
that.
learning
I've been
more
waiting.
Nick lore. Jeez.
Yeah, no, 9 years I've been wanting a Polaroid camera, but I didn't want to like they have the other ones at Walmart you usually see. What is it? Fujifilm or something.
Yeah,
but I was
they
like,
have
that's-
cheap
the one
ones,
that
but
we
it's
have.
the film that's fucking expensive.
Yeah, Polaroid film for 16 shots is $30. So it's like, make
Yeah.
them count. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. No, so like I finally got a Polaroid this year,
30
and
nude pictures in Nick's bedroom. He's like, damn it. I did it again.
you're still remembering that from last
See,
time.
I was gonna say, Daniel
It stuck
knows
with him.
now.
Yeah, no, he knows, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
No,
check
I
your
get
parents'
it.
closet
That
for
wasn't even what I was
Polaroids.
referencing.
Oh,
I get it now. Anyway.
Pictures of my hog, brother. No,
All
so
right.
I have this Polaroid, and I've been taking portraits of whoever I could meet, essentially. And so I was like, damn, I should probably ask like Anna Luno if I could take her Polaroid. That's like the reason this whole thing started. So I sent an email out to her managers and kept it professional and just said, hey, like I've been a fan. She also got me into photography. Can I just take her portrait? Never got a reply. So I'm like, okay. All right, cool, fine, so be
fun,
it.
fun.
And then I was like, well, let me ask her
Assholes.
herself, because I've messaged managers in the past, and they just, I'm not trying to insult managers, but they do such a piss poor job of like replying that I have better luck reaching out to the actual artist, and then they DM me
That's
and
so
say,
crazy.
it's crazy.
Crazy
I know.
to me.
I
That's
know.
that person's job.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, all right.
I've never reached out to a manager ever. Actors are usually always very nice in responding.
Yeah, I think you have like the advantage of being like a more
sorry.
known account, though.
Being white. I'm just kidding.
No,
No,
I didn't say that.
No notoriety. More notoriety
Yeah, plus
associated
like
with your
it's just like
profile.
like a bunch of thousands of followers versus me with like
yeah.
1,000. So I was like,
Yeah.
So I reached
That's
out.
still
and
half the population of my town. I just want you to know that's still.
That's crazy.
Congrats. Anyway, moving on.
So I reached out and I didn't want to send like a message request because I'm like I might just get buried. So I just commented it on. She was like, there were days where she was touring, so she wasn't posting a lot. So I'm like, okay, she hasn't gotten like a big wave of notifications yet.
Yeah.
I'll comment something and I just explain like, hey, I've been a fan. You got me into both music and Polaroids. Can I take your picture when you come to Chicago? And she liked the comment, and I was like, okay, progress. But like, there's no DM, so like nothing was set up.
Acknowledgement.
Yeah, acknowledgement. We're going somewhere, but there is no DM or anything. So I was like, okay, what now? And then I reached
You're like,
out.
how do I not bug her?
Yeah, I didn't want to. Exactly. So I didn't
Yeah.
want to just be like, hey, you liked it? Can I?
You
like, I
like
wanna-
my comment? You want to see me
Please?
now?
Yeah, no, I didn't want to do one of those
So
things.
then I mailed
So-
her a paper spelled with letter clippings.
yeah, magazine clips.
Yeah.
So I saw that she liked the comment. I reached out to the management and so I reached out to her first because I was like, management's not going to reply. That's when she liked the comment. That's when I reached out to her actual managers. So it was her, then management. They didn't reply, and I was like, fuck, like the concert's coming up. I don't have anything set in stone. So I commented again, and I was like, hey, your managers didn't get back to me. Is there a way, like, do you have a tour manager or someone I could get in contact with? And I got no reply, and I was like, okay, this is looking like a dead end now. Oh, well.
No!
But I reached out to the venue, and because I checked their website. I always check venues' websites because I'm so scared and paranoid. I've seen so many, I mean, this is one extreme to another, but I've seen venues throw out, like, vapes.
Cancellations? Oh.
No. Venues throw out, like, they like, pat you down, and they're like, okay, and take this into the venue. And they throw out Sharpies or, like, vapes, and I get it. They just don't want that in the venue. But, like, I'm so scared that I'm going to go one day, and, like, they're going to be like, yeah, throw your camera out. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I know I paid, like, $1 for this, but still, I'm like, dude, please.
Still.
So,
it's vintage.
Exactly. So I was like, all right, let me just check with them. I talked to the guy, and the guy's like, yeah, you could, like, bring it in, just don't use your flash. And I'm like, okay, solid. So I got clearance for the camera. I just needed to meet with her. So we get to the venue. It's out in Chicago. I've never been to this place. So Chicago has a venue called the Metro, and that's where they have, like, rock concerts. But on the side of it, there's a small little, like, door, and it just says Smart Bar. And I've never gone here before, but apparently, I didn't know this. Well, I mean, I'll just explain later. But we go there. The guy pats you down very loosely. And then he's like, all right, you're good to go. Go inside, and we go to scan our tickets, and the lady scans it, and she's like, all right, you're good to go. And I was just met with 2 doors, and I was like, I don't know how to proceed. Like, they're both closed. So I was like, where do I go? And she's like, oh, the one on the right. I'm like, all right. So
good
I open it. Yeah, no, it was just like, she was like, next, and I'm like, what am I doing?
One is the back rooms, and one is the
I didn't know what I was doing, so I was
One's
like, where do I
just
go?
to stare to a dark basement.
So she was like, the one on the right. I open it up, and it's a steep staircase that goes underground. It's under the other venue. It's crazy.
That's kind of cool.
Like, my friend was, like, I went with Carlos, and he's like, where are you taking me? Because it was just so, like, ominous looking. It's just a dark stairway. But you just hear, like, muffled bass, and we're like, okay, this might be the right place.
Down there.
It was a super intimate club. I mean, if you put your hands up, you could touch the ceilings. Like, it was just super, like, very... we got there was, like, 30 people there. It's, like, there's not a lot of, like, production. Other clubs I've been to, there's a bunch of LED, like screens, there's strobe lights. It's just... You get a seizure in those. This one, it's very hard to get a seizure in this one. But,
phew.
Like... Yeah, no, so it's very, like...
get my seizure fixed.
So it's very just calm, like, everyone's very nice, very chill. And we're there, and I explained to Carlos, I'm trying to meet, like, the main artist, because he wasn't in the loop about any of this, he was just coming along. And I tell him, I'm trying to take, like, a Polaroid of, like, the person that got me into this, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that, so just, like, keep an eye out. And he's like, alright. Within 5 minutes of me saying that, she's, like, a foot away from me, just walking, but she's with her tour manager. And I don't want to be that guy that's just like bothering them immediately.
So I'm like, okay, gun.
Keep it cool, whatever. Yeah, no, no guns. But I was like, all right, just like, let's not harass her, whatever. And so I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, is that her? I can't tell. It's just like a woman. And I'm like, okay, well, usually like
it might be her.
It's either because it's like the club goers. It's like rave girls usually have like a certain look to them. So it's like, okay, and she's not looking like that. So I'm like, okay, that might be her. And I'm looking at her, and she walks behind the DJ booth, and she's setting up everything, and I'm like, okay, that is. And so I tell Carlos, I was like, I think I just blew my chance. Like, she just walked right by, there's no one with her, and then, like, that was it. Oh, well.
No.
So I'm like, geez, whatever. And then she comes out of the booth, and she's talking to her tour manager, and they're both, like, laughing and clearly in the middle of a conversation. And they walk by again, and they're walking very slowly, but I'm also like, I don't want to be the guy that just is going like, excuse me, I got a camera. I don't want to be that guy. So once again, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let it go, whatever. And I just watch her walk all the way, and she walks into the green room. Doors closed, that's it. And I'm like, that's it. Okay, now that was my chance. That was it, and I blew it. Oh, well.
No!
Half an hour goes by, and she comes out again. She walks back to the booth. She talks to some people. She's giving them hugs. They're all catching up. They're all friends, apparently. And I'm just like, once again, don't want to bother her. So now I'm having this, like,
Nick.
panic attack, essentially, where I'm like...
This guy is too nice.
It's just, like, I don't... Because you hear about that all the time where, like, celebrities, like, they're in the middle of a meal, and, like,
they're just, like, bombarded by people.
Yeah. I didn't want to be that... I don't want to give off that impression, so I'm like, respect their space. I know they're people, but, like, just be chill about it, you know? So, like, she's up there, she's talking to them, and Carlos is like, dude, just go. And I'm like, I can't. It's just like, I don't have it in me. So finally, she gets out of that booth, and then they walk into VIP, and they're sitting in the very back corner. Mind you, VIP, it's completely black, and there's just a little strip of LED lights along the walls. But that's it. All you see is 2 outlines of heads back there, and I'm like, dude, they're in the corner. Clearly, they don't want to be seen. Once again, I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I don't have it in me. So we're watching the show, and I'm just like keeping an eye out, like checking if they're still there every like 10 minutes, and they are.
Breathing heavily.
So I was like, if someone goes up to her, like, and it goes well, like, I'll go up. Because I don't know if, like, immediately I'm going to get kicked out because it's VIP. It's clearly, like, the artist section. Mm-hmm. Finally,
That's
this girl...
fair.
Finally, I hear this girl next to me. She goes, oh my god, that's Anna Luna. Let's go say hi. And she gets up with her friend and she goes over there. And they start talking. They start hugging. And I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. So me and Carlos, we both go over there.
And they go, what are you doing? Get away from us.
Hey!
Girls only.
Yeah, no, literally. So I walk up and Carlos is like, all right, go up to her. And I was like, hold on. Because, like, that girl, she was, like, crying and she's having a moment where she's like, I've been such a big fan. And just giving her a hug. And Carlos is like, go up to her.
You're like, I'm not going to ruin that moment for the fan. Now it's for the fan.
Yeah, I was like, because I was standing, like, a few feet away and he's like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to go up? Go up. And I'm like, hold on, dude. I can't just interrupt, like, a moment. I just didn't want to be that guy. So finally, like, I let them talk, whatever. And I go up, and I was like, hi, I messaged you on Instagram. And she's like, the Polaroid. And I go, yeah. And she goes, wait, hold on. And then some other guy comes, and she's like, oh, this is the guy that asked me about the Polaroid. And that guy immediately is, he's not a tour manager. It was just a friend, I think, or something. I don't know. But he's like, oh, if you want to go over there, there's more light. And she's like, you want to go over there where there's more light? And I'm just so, like, I'm like, dude, like, I've never had an artist, like,
who's trying to accommodate you?
Yeah, accommodate. Yeah, exactly. That's I was looking for the word. Yeah, like, just willing to, like, accommodate me. And I'm like, dude, what? Because it was pitch black. There was no light in there, so the thing would probably be super dark. But we go out into, like, the general, like, bar area where there's so many people, and I'm just surprised she was willing to just go out there. And then she's like, all right, where do you want me? And I'm like, dude, I never claim I'm, like, some, like, professional photographer. That's crazy, dude. Like, I've never been in that position. No. I'm like, dude.
All right, pose me.
Yeah, no, and I'm like, right, there's, like, these nice, like, LED walls that were, like, pink and blue and purple. So I'm like, you want to just, like, do you mind, like, going in front of that? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So she goes, she sits down. I take a Polaroid. And then, like, the guy's like, all right, you ready to go? And she's like, no, hold on. And she's just, like, willing to be there for a little bit. And I was like, I've never...
Just chill?
Yeah. And I'm just, like, I've never met an artist... I mean, I've met, like, very nice artists, don't get me wrong. But, like, just willing to, like, not rush anything and be like, it's fine. Just whatever. And then I was like, can I take a picture with you?
Let the man take his photo.
Yeah. So I took my, like, one picture. I thought that'd be it. Like, all right, thank you. And then I thought they'd, run off. But no, like, she was just there. We talked for a little bit. And then, like, I took a picture with her. And then I was like, do you mind signing this? And she's like, yeah, for sure. Like, she was... just, like, super nice. And then afterwards,
cool.
I felt bad. I was like, I don't mean to keep you. So, like, thank you for, like, coming to Chicago. And she was like, no, I hope you have fun tonight. And I'm like, oh, this is, like, so nice,
Aww.
dude. One of the nicest artists. But, yeah. I got a Polaroid of the one person that got me into Polaroids. Yippee!
That's so wholesome.
I just started this story, so I'll loop you in on it. But kind of a little fun, famous person moment. But so we got invited to a few early screenings in a row, which was cool. So the first one was Mufasa. Not that funny of a story, but so here we go. I went there and like this was, and I've gone to early screenings before, but like early screenings that are like available to the public, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So you can get on AMC or things like that. Well, these are like early screenings for like press. Crazy, never had that before, and I had no idea how they worked. So when I went in there and the group was like, excuse me, what's your, are you on the? And it's because it's Disney. They were like, are you on the D20?
Do you have eggs on you?
Give me all of your fish. And so,
pull out of your pockets.
And they were like,
stinky items of food.
And they were like, are you on the D23 list, like Disney 23 list, or the press list? And I was like, I don't think so. And they were like, oh, well, then you have to sit in these front two rows. The front two rows of an IMAX theater. So we sat down, and that's exactly what we did.
Insert Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I was going to
say. So we did that, and because the screen is stretching beyond your peripheral vision, you're basically in a GoPro, or not a GoPro. You're basically in a.
You're in the Sphere in Las Vegas.
You're in the movie.
What's the thing? When
VR.
You have your phone taped to your eyes. That thing.
VR.
VR. Well, us poor people just tape phones to our eyeballs.
Oh.
So so we sat down for 3 seconds, and it makes you nauseous immediately. And I was like, okay, we're leaving. So we literally just got up and left. I felt bad, but like we didn't pass anybody on the way out, and I wasn't going to be like, actually, now that I've sat down, we are like I didn't we're not press. I'm just like a dude. So
You weren't gonna try to look for other seats?
No, you couldn't get the other seats because they were all pressed seats. So we had a screening the next day, which was yesterday, and this was for the new A Complete Unknown movie, the Timothy Chalamet, Bob Dylan movie. So this one was at Alamo, which was nice because that means we got to get food. But so I emailed her ahead of time and I was like, hey, just asking, like, if only the front few rows are available, we may just skip out. And sorry, but, you know, I'm probably going to get nauseous. And she was like, oh, no, you're, like, on the press list. You can, like, get in the back. And I was like, oh. I was like, that could have made yesterday so much fucking easier. So we sat in the press, which was so fucking cool. So there's a whole line of people waiting to get in this movie. And they were like, yeah, go ahead of all of them. And it was, we just got done with the gym and didn't shower. We looked like two regular people. Everyone's just looking at us like we're just like, bye. So we go into the press rows and they're letting all the press come in first and order first. This is crazy. First of all, I'm just a dude anyway. So as we're ordering, we see the family in front of us. Numbers. We're trying to guess who these people are, right? So there's a family of like 5 people that are clearly together, but they're like older people. Like the sons look like they're in like their 30s. But they kind of gave off the vibe of like a family YouTube channel, and the workers rushed in and gave them all personal packeted merch, and they were all putting on the shirts, and I was like, oh, I guess, and they weren't giving them to anyone else, just that family, and I was like, that's a little weird. And so thinking they were YouTube family, I was like, you fucking asshole, you know. But so before they're starting the screening, they come out and they say, so one of the actors in this movie, and he's not like a huge part of the movie, but he's in there like 10 minutes. He's like the bad guy in the movie, is a St. Louis native. Didn't know this. I recognized him from The New Exorcist. I was like, oh, I fucking know who this guy is. And his family, because he's from St. Louis, his family came to support him. So they were all wearing his shirt. And I guess there's all this lore with this dude that I didn't know about. So this dude from St. Louis is one of only 9 people ever to have won a Tony twice for Broadway singing. He was on like one of the original casts for Wicked. He's like a theater kid's, like, there's lore. So there's literally a theater kid shirt, like just with his face on it, that people wear like all the time, I guess. I didn't realize this was his face, like younger. Anyway, so I'm just learning all this shit. So anyway, it was super cool. His family was there, and like when he pops up in the movie, like when they started clapping and all that. So
there's
anyway,
our boy.
And you're like,
I thought it was shut the fuck up. Fuck you. I thought it was gonna be straight up like people related to Bob Dylan or something. I was
that
like,
would be
goddamn.
crazy.
And you're
Yeah,
like,
I would have known that when they started talking. They were like,
Oh, this movie looks great.
and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. God damn.
God, they sound like Jimmy Fallon doing a Bob Dylan impression. Oh.
That's me. But so we didn't end up getting to say like hi to them or anything. Like that would be weird. I'm not like, we just got out of the gym. We're like, you don't know us, but you know. But so it was just cool.
So he was in the audience too, or it was just his family?
Well, we don't know. So I couldn't tell like, because they were in the row ahead of us.
He could have been anywhere.
They were in the row ahead of us.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
So I couldn't tell if he was with them or if I assume like he lives in California now, and I assume his family still lives there, and so I assume it was just the family because I feel like they would have gone apeshit if he was actually there. But it was just so funny watching them all like they got up to take a picture on their merch, and the theater employees were like, oh, like all rushed over to like take their picture, and I was like, bro, who are these fucking people? It was just such a weird experience to watch. But so yeah, congratulations to them. But super cool.
Like,
so
why
I
is
didn't
no
know.
one taking
Who's
pictures
the
of
actor,
me?
though?
Oh boy.
All right.
Sorry.
You're like, I don't even know his
He's
name.
got a long name. I've had to look it up like several fucking times.
John Jacob Jingleheimer
It's like
Schmidt?
no, his name's like Neo Lubtz. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know him.
Neo.
Neo-Nazi.
Oh.
Why did they name their kid that?
Yeah. Oh, Norbert Leo Butts.
Norbert.
The only other thing I had that I thought was funny was Riley sent me a screenshot. And she was like, "Look at this conversation between my dad and mom," and it was her, we had just gone to visit my parents on the train that weekend. and her dad sends her mom a screenshot and goes, look how fast your daughter's boyfriend is driving them. And it's just because they all have like the family tracker app thing. So that he got a notification that says, Riley is moving at 120 miles an hour.
Nice.
And then her mom just goes,
You're just booking it.
and her mom just goes, they're taking the train. And he's like, oh.
Her boyfriend
He just
is
walks
so
really
reckless.
fast.
Well, I'm just glad he told someone so he's not thinking as we're sitting across from dinner, this guy drives at 120 fucking miles an hour.
It's like he's cutting his steak and it's cutting through the plate. He's so mad.
So I'm glad he said something because I thought that was hilarious.
When we got robbed at the gym, I like texted my parents. They're like, "How's your shift going?" And I was like, "Oh, not great. Got robbed, right?" And then my mom's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And then I was like, "No, I didn't get any of my breaks."
We need someone to make our food and clean our house.
And I was joking about it, and so my dad, and so my dad was like, "Oh, you got robbed of your breaks, ha ha ha." So I came home, and they didn't know that we were actually robbed. They're like, "Oh, that sucks, you didn't get your breaks," and I was like, "Yeah, but I mean, it was bad."
We were getting robbed.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Yeah, the shift was terrible because of the theft." And my mom was like, "What? Were you okay?" And I was like, "I texted you about it."
You got robbed of your shifts.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. Yeah, and I
the
was
theft
like,
of your shift and your sleeping.
My dad's like, "Oh, I thought you were mad about not getting breaks," and I was like, "Well, I was,
It's kind of
but
cute, actually. I really like that.
By the way, we hid your laptop for the 40th fucking time.
yes, they did."
All right.
Oh, I have a long ass list of gym stories of random people. I'll say it next time because there's so many that I'm
Please
like,
keep the
this
list.
is-
Yes,
I'm
I
excited.
want to hear the list. We've got a whole nother year to work through the list.
Yes, my week has been much better this week because that crazy homeless guy wasn't there all week, though.
That's nice.
I will say that.
We should make this like a recurring segment, like Juliana's wacko of the week or something. Sorry,
Yeah,
that was a weird
there's
swing.
Exploiting people.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Bunch of
I
freaks.
thought it was a judgment-free zone.
Juliana's
Yeah.
freak of the week. Ooh, that's
Yeah.
fun.
Oh,
All
there's
right.
plenty.
Anyway, sorry. Anyway, so on one of our level of Patreon patrons, you can send us a note. I'm gonna put in a character limit because I got one of these. If it's past a
Dang.
certain amount, I'm gonna plug it into like a speech generator, just have it read it out at like 2x. How much do I have to bully you before you give us a
ChatGPT,
shorter
summarize this in 2 sentences.
Completely
If you have to
takes
send
all
me a
of the
message
context
saying
out.
sorry, this is too long, don't apologize. Just delete it.
Dang.
I'm kidding.
Ouch.
I'm kidding. But am I? All right. First note here from Retro. I have a coworker who enjoys talking to people and telling them how he can only see the color red, how he has 23 sisters.
Wait.
Already.
Everything just has a red tint.
I have a
Yeah, or is it like black and white and then just red things?
And
are
then
red?
only red. Yeah.
just red. Everything's
It's like
a
Sin
shade
City
of red.
with the color.
Everything is Carrie. Telling them how he can only see the color red, how he has 23 sisters, how his mother almost killed him as a baby by drowning
I'm sorry.
him.
Wait.
Mormon?
I was so taken aback by the red comment. I didn't even catch up on the what? 23 sisters?
Yes, he's lying, Nick. We'll get to that part.
I'm sorry. I thought these were all real, and I'm like,
I
what is
don't know.
going on, dude?
That's the thing.
Well, they
that
might
crazy
be,
homeless
but-
guy tells me like the craziest lies all the time. He says he can speak to animals and he can speak underwater. And like he
I
says
believe
all
him.
these, he says all these things.
Just like the poop lady wasn't fat, it was just poop.
We have this member who comes in who is deaf. Okay? He
Okay.
can't hear anything, and every day we check him in because we already know who he is, and we're like, all right, he doesn't have to do anything to check in, right? And we just give him a thumbs up. This crazy homeless man claims that he can communicate telepathically with this man. Okay?
I go like this, and he knows to say goodbye.
Yeah, he knows when
I
I'm
pull
leaving.
down my pants and he knows to look. Huh?
And he goes,
He says crazy stuff like that all the time, and his favorite catchphrase to say is, I never lied. I've never lied once. Never lied once. He says it all the time. All
I
the
believe
time.
him. I believe
So,
him. I believe him. I don't care what you say.
All right.
So-
Anyway,
So
back to the
actually-
maniac in this note.
yes,
They
continue.
can only see red. They have 23 sisters. How his mother almost killed him as a baby by drowning him. Being a millionaire. and having a wife, all being absolute lies.
That's the biggest
of course.
stretch. The biggest stretch is having a wife.
Oh, okay. I could have believed the millionaire and 23 babies thing, but having a wife, hell no. You ugly as shit.
Girls are yucky.
Women don't get married. All these things being absolute lies, of course. He has the tendency to lie about everything that eventually I don't believe a word he says, like how he mentioned that he's allergic to mushrooms as soon as we got mushrooms introduced into our kitchen, and I don't believe him anymore. So I've been shoving mushrooms down his fucking
Exactly,
throat
I fed
to
him.
prove it,
He's
and
like
now
being
he's dead.
serious about it, and yeah.
The boy
He
who
has
cried
all
wolf.
sorts of tall tales about his life, and everyone knows he's lying. Have you ever had someone like that in your life? And if so, what's a lie you'll always remember? And if not, what's a lie you've recently told someone? Well, we
What's a
know
lie you've
Julianna's
recently
answer.
told?
What have you lied about?
So
I
do we
said to
have-
Riley there were no gifts in the closet, but in reality, there are gifts in the closet. I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, you
Wow.
got her ass. You got
Ah.
her.
Dude, honestly, burn in hell.
I will.
So wait, is the question, have we had a pathological
Have you ever
liar?
had someone that lies to you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Nick has a.
Yeah, I
I
remember
don't know
Nick's.
if-
but he's
I
not
don't-
gonna
I know
detail
both of
it.
your
Yeah, I
stories
was
in
gonna say.
detail. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna dox
He
that
won't.
one, but
He won't include it on here, but he does know someone who has lied a lot.
Yes. A couple
Yeah.
people, but
I feel like
yeah.
unfortunately none of us can answer this question because all these people will then just retaliate by
Right?
lying. about
Exactly. I'm
the
like,
answer
they're
is
people I know
yes.
personally. Yeah, I know quite a few personally who are. I'm
weird.
not really friends with them anymore, but I feel like they will retaliate still to this day if I mention
let's leave it
things
at
they
that.
They
won't.
will.
Uh,
and
And
lies
then
that
what's a lie we've
people?
told?
Someone at work said, "How was your day?" And I said, "Good." In actuality, it was bad. It was very, very bad. I was not living the dream. I wanted to kill myself.
I told the baby I was watching that the food I was eating she couldn't have so that I could eat all of it. It was my lunch, okay?
Oh, I thought you meant it was like Gerber baby food.
No,
You were like,
no,
no. This is my Gerber
You know,
food. You
so
can
like
have this.
she has like the same. She has the same.
Gerber
Stealing it from the baby's
glass
mouth.
bottle, puncturing the glass.
You can't eat this. You actually. This is not for babies.
Vitamin A.
Yeah, no, we actually have
Crazy.
like the same allergies. So like my food is always safe for her to eat. But I told her it wasn't, so that I could eat all of it. So
As you should have.
Wow, how dare you? No,
I know. Yes, I was.
These are not
hungry.
bad
Okay.
things.
Okay.
I lied about a certain gift for a certain someone. They don't know that I got them said gift. I don't know if they listen to this, so I'll just keep it at that. But
It could be anyone.
It could be anyone. Woo, woo.
Your
Yeah,
mom.
that's about it. Not my mom.
His mom isn't his friend. Anyway.
Aw.
We're enemies.
Yeah. All right. Next note here from
Yeah, really. Okay. That's a new one.
they're
from
gonna
Deluxe
lie low.
Toaster. Note time. The rest of the story. Oh no.
Listen, buddy.
Listen.
Listen, buddy. Is this a
Listen,
continuation
bud.
of a story?
I can't do it anymore.
And I'd like to give a loving shout out to my beloved boyfriend for helping me write this and helping brainstorm this story. I love you so much. On a sad note, I'm sorry to let you all know my Nana, who liked the Pods shirt, has passed away. Rip Queen.
no.
Oh.
Aw.
How can you give me a
sorry,
vor
Nana.
story after telling me your fucking grandma died, man? That's awful.
Oh, I guess it's wholesome that you came up with it.
I'm glad she
Together?
I'm glad she can't listen to this, honestly.
Oh, she's
I'm
rolling over in her
kidding.
grave right now.
I'm alive and I wish I was dead reading this.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nana.
No,
I-
I'm sorry. That's terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Oh my god.
All right.
You're like, anyways.
Dude,
here
and then
it
he
is.
just continued with the voice.
Yep,
story
yep,
after
yep,
that?
yep,
All
yep,
right.
yep. He wants to be shocked when out pops his two podcast friends, but at this point, nothing is shocking. Before he can say anything, Lively tells him the floor where she's still laying. Oh, fuck me,
Is
I can't even
lava.
read. Before he can say anything, Lively tells him from the floor where she's still laying that they're here to rescue him. He asks them how the hell that's going to work if all 3 of them are inside the dragon. Nick tells him it's simple. They're just going to make the dragon sick so it throws up. And then Nick drops spray paint from his backpack and starts going to town. Daniel starts coughing.
Why does the one colored guy have spray paint? I'm kidding.
Yeah, graffiti is
racist
Italian
vor.
anyways. The word is actually...
All right, Lively, don't help me.
All right. Then Nick drops the spray paint, starts going to town. Daniel starts coughing as Nick starts spray painting. It's too spicy. All right, fuck you. Lively, unfortunately, starts to throw up, which causes Daniel to also throw up.
What is this?
After she's done throwing up, she shakily stands up and wipes her face to get rid of the rest. Throw up isn't the only thing I brought, bucko, she says as she starts to open her own backpack. Daniel can hear it before she even unzips her backpack. It's wasps. Daniel dives for cover. She unleashes the swarm of angry wasps.
I keep that thing on me.
And is delightedly
Wasps in
surprised
the
when they
backpack.
don't kill him and instead start stinging the dragon's stomach. The combined throw up, wasp stings, and spray paint finally have an effect on the dragon as its stomach starts seizing up. Within a few minutes, he and the crew are being quickly and violently thrown up. He's thankful the reverse of being swallowed is fast, but it's still gross. The dragon is like, what the fuck were you all doing down there? And he starts gagging and dry heaving. This luckily gives the gang enough time to escape, which they do. Nick is carrying both Daniel and Lively, as they both have almost passed out from throwing up. Nick says as
He
they're
would
running
be
away,
carrying us.
this is going to be a great story for the podcast. Yes, he would be carrying us, because we would definitely be too weak to stand. Well, that was a
Nice.
lovely, lovely resolution. Very proud.
He survived. Hooray!
Yippee, but at what
Yippee.
cost?
Next note from Daniel's Lost Testicle. Why do you keep calling me Lucas? My name is clearly Daniel's Lost Testicle. I am paying for this. Another death note. First of all, Daniel, what the hell? You butchered my language so hard, all your Swedish fans are fuming. Fair.
Awesome.
Sorry.
Good.
I am so angry!
Yeah.
Also, I don't think about it much, but when you guys say McDonald's is a delicacy, geez, I feel bad for y'all, but man, you guys are that poor in America? Anyways, poor people problems, right?
Dude.
I'm joking, don't hate me.
Okay.
Also, you know how you guys said you weren't racist, and then the next second you guys say something racist? Crazy. Also, I hope Julianna's doing good. Daniel let her out of the basement. Anyways, I think it's funny that Vor's been
Who said
mentioned in the
something
past.
racist? Wait, hold on.
Look, if anyone's racist, it's me, so I'll just take the blame on that one. Anyways, I think it's funny that Vor's been mentioned in the past, like 3 or 2 episodes. Blame the furries in the podcast.
It's still going.
Also,
It's
Daniel, I
on.
enjoyed the Jackbox game. You are funny and nice person to talk to. Well, that's good. I feel
Aw.
bad that I give everyone a hard time. Also, something happened to my mother's greenhouse. Like 4 or 5 glass panels flew off because this damn wind going on here in Sweden. Apparently, there was some kind of hole in the back of the greenhouse, but you know. Anyways, the drones over America right now, and the first just saying
Right, those are
commercial
crazy.
drones and helicopters are stars. Now the FBI are spying on y'all. Also wanted to, yeah, that was a crazy
Yeah,
story. We
what's
don't have
up
to
with
get
the
into that, but-
government not disclosing anything about that? Like, they're being
Yeah.
so vague, and it's making people more interested in it. Just say that
This-
it's like
yeah.
military testing or something.
Also wanted to add something, which was some things in the Swedish language that are good to use. Hej, hejda,
Hey.
forlat, vart,
Hey.
harn, shut up. Anyways, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Last thing, Nick, where can I watch Wolf Dick 2? By the way, sorry for the long note, but like last week, and these days have been insane. He didn't even mention that. That was something I think I said, because he was just talking about movies in the bargain bin always being some ridiculous sequel, and I think
This
I
is a
said
made
Wolf
up
Dick
one.
2, so that one's made up.
That's made up. And also,
Wolf
please
Dick
don't
the
at me
movie?
at
Please
2:40
don't
in
look
the
up
morning.
Wolf Dick 2, all right? Just don't.
And don't at me at 2:40 in the morning asking about that movie when I'm trying to sleep, please.
What time
here's
is
an
that
idea,
in
Nick. Put your
Sweden?
fucking phone on Do Not Disturb.
I forgot, dude. I hear and it woke me up, and I'm like, "What was that?" And so I go back to bed, and I'm like, "Nah, that has to be something important."
That's crazy. I could never leave my phone on at night with notifications. That wouldn't
Sorry,
last.
Mr.
he's so
Popular.
popular.
Oh, I did not. That's not what I meant. Fuck off.
He gets so many notifications.
No,
Oh,
I
he said
turn
deputies
off
are
the-
hitting me up.
many.
Sorry, we're not on your level.
That's not what I meant. Oh. Next one says, "Hello, here." This is from you know, I just need to go fucking kill myself. Next one here is from Violet. Hello, here's my note for the podcast. Hello, little frozen peas. I hope you're all having a great break for the ones who are still studying and a great holiday for everyone else.
That's cute. That
I
we're
finished my
frozen for the
semester
winter
almost
time.
2 weeks ago. There is only one more to go, and I will be officially done with college after 6 years and 2 diplomas at 23 years old. Wow,
Whoa,
congratulations.
good for you.
That's awesome.
I'm impressed.
This time I do not have a question. I would like for you to rate some movies that I enjoyed watching. Godzilla 2014. Okay, maybe I should just send you guys the list. Or should I read them? Okay, let's go one by one. Godzilla 2014 out of 5 stars.
I haven't seen it.
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
fair.
I'll agree.
I don't care about Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
whole story, so
Godzilla
I kind of
King
just
of
like the dumb.
Yeah,
I kind of like the dumb
stuff.
this the whole time,
Yep,
and
yep.
that's it.
Godzilla King of the Monsters. That was like a
Oh,
4,
are you
4
just
and a
on
half.
Are they all Godzilla?
Are these all Godzilla movies?
No, they're not. Just these two.
Oh. I
That's
thought it was
also-
gonna be like ranking them amongst each
I
other.
love
was gonna
King
say
of the
that's also-
Monsters.
yeah,
I'm pissed
really
at people
solid.
for tanking that movie because everyone was like, "We want more Godzilla," so they made a movie all Godzilla fights, and people didn't go watch it. It was so pretty. Anyway, Spider-Man: No Way Home. I think
Never seen it.
like a 3.5. I think.
Which one was No Way Home?
The,
Now
the
I'm trying
one
to
with
remember.
the one where all the Spider-Men come together.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll give that
yeah,
one like a
I know.
4. That's like a solid 4. 4 out of 5.
Hacksaw Ridge. I think that one was like a 3.5, 4.
I
I like
also
Andrew
haven't
Garfield a
seen
lot.
that, but I saw the ending of it and it was good. I was just flipping through stuff on TV.
Freedom Riders. I have not seen that one.
I haven't
Anyone
seen that
Freedom
either.
Riders?
No, I'm lame. I haven't seen any of these.
Minority Report. I do like that one. That's with Tom Cruise. That was Tom Cruise and
I
Steven
heard that's a
Spielberg's
good
last
one.
movie because Steven Spielberg believes in vaccines and Tom Cruise does not, and they got in a fight and they do not work
Oh.
together anymore. And
That's
Tom
interesting
tried to
lore.
tried to do this whole thing. Anyway, crazy. Yeah, The Old
Wow.
Guard. I like that one. That's Charlize Theron. That's like a 4. I like that.
You lost me on these.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm lame.
These idiots.
Ask the movie man. Ask the movie man.
that's good.
Love and Monsters. If that's the one with Dylan O'Brien, I really like that movie. That's 4 stars. And Pandora. I have not seen Pandora.
I can't believe I haven't seen any of these, but the main like just like
Godzilla.
Disney,
Godzilla.
like yeah, the lame Disney one, like.
But Mary Chrysler, she says. So thank you, Violet, and congratulations.
Thank you,
on the end of your
Violet.
stuff.
Congrats. Proud of you.
Last note from Aquatic, because they will be pausing their membership. I guess that you all get one more extra episode of me before I go. I just have to say that no matter what happens, you are all some of the greatest people to exist. You have created this incredible part of the internet where everyone, regardless of the situation, is welcome and encouraged to be themselves. I can't express how much my time here has enriched my life, and I'm sure that the other patrons agree. I mean, like, my online name is Aquatic, and I'm known through my career tech center, kind of like a school, but for the trade specifically, like welding, cooking, and farming, and I'm known there as Fish Guy. Funny how that stuff works. Now, time for an aquatic science question. What is the one invasive species that the government purposely stocks in the Great Lakes? The one
Blue
invasive
algae.
species the government purposely stocks in the Great Lakes. That would be a
algae.
fish. The only fish I know is salmon. So
I don't know
I'll go
what's
with
an
salmon.
invasive species of fish. I actually don't know.
Hey, the correct
Animals
answer
that
is
don't
salmon.
belong in like the new
Yeah.
environment.
Well, I mean, it's just like some of them you can just add and they won't technically be invasive.
The reason the
Invasive would be,
government
like, ones that
stocks
take
these
'em over.
salmon in the lakes is mostly because they make about $7 billion worth of revenue off salmon fishing. It's a dumb reason ecologically, but pretty obvious that the government cares more for money than the environment. Anyway, I hope that everyone is back in good health, and I love you all, my poor insane peas. Thank you, Aquatic,
Aw.
and good luck with
Thank
your
you,
future
Aquatic.
On your future endeavors.
I
educational
wish you the
endeavors.
best.
Next note here from Whimsical Tree. I've come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking
He
wife.
pissed on my
That's right.
fucking
He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said, that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you've got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dong looks like. Explosion sounds. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that. It looks like 2 balls and a bong. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get, my super laser piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth, I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. You have 23 hours before the piss droplets hit the fucking earth. Now get out of my fucking site before I piss on you too.
Recently, someone paid for that clip to be shown in Times Square.
That's
Crazy. That's actually hilarious.
$40.
Next note here
Did you
from...
hear about the cheering during the Sonic movie when it's like the child death scene? all of the things they had to upload where
Nope.
they were like, please do not cheer when the child is murdered by the government.
That's hilarious. Oh. Next note here from Jabibus Chris. Once again, hello, Pequeno Pod. I recently had 2 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast recently, and my God,
Miserable.
Daniel,
Yeah, I was
why
like,
would you eat
whose
something?
inspiration?
Daniel, why would you eat something wingly so pungent from so many years of your life? You have so many better options besides boiled eggs. I had the worst gas problems of my life because of those eggs. Maybe that's why you're so goddamn lightheaded all the time, having to fart out toxic egg fumes your whole life. I'm glad you got a girlfriend, so you don't have to eat like a British person during the Blitz. Anyway, I hope you have a good Pissmas this year.
He's like, I'm surprised you had a girlfriend thinking like that, man.
Yeah.
I commend her.
Braver than most Marines.
Oh my gosh, leave me alone. Next note here from Spooky Diz. Hello, podcast folks. Local disappointment here again. Just wanted to say this podcast has been super fun to listen to when the workplace got boring, so thank you for being the goofiest podcast I know, fully worth the patron price. Oh shoot, almost forgot to share something goofy. Here you go. And it's a picture of a cat tree with the reaction of real or fake.
Real.
I think that's fake.
Nick, you ruined it. Next out here from Catalyst. Peapod note, Merry Christmas, lovely peoples. I hope you
Merry
all
Christmas.
have or have had a lovely holiday season. I'm done with finals, thank God, and I'm officially halfway through my dual degree program. I would like high fives for this, please.
Yeah.
Continuing on, I've been working
degree.
hard to become a teacher because I genuinely love education and critical thinking and interpretations of different texts,
Good for you.
comparing and contrasting these interpretations, and just reading for fun. My question for you is, who has been your favorite teacher throughout your grade school, high school, and university years? I love you all and hope you're doing well. Hugs and kisses from Catalyst. That's very nice. Thank you.
That is a very
Sweet.
honorable career. Good for you.
Professor Chelik, we were actually just talking to him because he wrote a book that he put out there, and he emailed us, and he was like, if you guys can go like this book on Amazon, you don't have to buy it, that'd be great. And I was like, oh, I'll like it, and I'll buy it. And I looked it up, and it's like $70. I was like, oh, maybe I won't
I'm
buy
not
it
gonna
right
buy
now.
it. But it's
I'll
a
like
nice
it.
book.
Put out a good review
cover
for it
looks
and just
nice.
don't buy it.
3 solid teachers. One was in college, and then the other 2 were in high school. The one college professor, I had a creative writing class, and she was just very... I don't know, she just kind of encouraged the students to just kind of, like, do work based on, like, how you feel, not so much, like, oh, don't do it for the grade, do it for, like, just the experience. And then after, like, I finished the class, she was like, have you ever thought of, like, submitting writings to, like, the New York Times? Because our final was we had to do, like, a thought piece. And she submitted one of mine to New York Times. I have no idea if it was published or not, but, like, I had to, like...
You don't even know?
No. That's
crazy.
I had to fill out a whole form and everything. It was like an opinion piece.
To this
on
day,
Halloween
everyone's been
costumes.
raving over this. The unknown author
Was
of
it
this
the
post
Moana
from 10
one?
years ago.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
been
yeah,
searching
you
for him
remember.
ever since.
Yeah, so like that teacher was just extremely nice, and she's like, "Oh, just like consider it, like just becoming a writer." And I'm like, "No, but it's okay." Like,
Wow.
Maybe. My favorite teacher, probably my 3rd/4th grade teacher, Miss Miller. It was like a split class or whatever.
Okay.
Loop class, whatever you call them. But she was just really cool. She was like, she would teach us a lot about like native culture because she was indigenous, and she would just have us like research the different tribes, and she had like a really big library that had like a lot of cool books in it that were like still kid appropriate. So like I
sure.
just read a lot in her class, and
That's so
kind of got more into reading because of her. And then she also, like, every unit we would do, she would tie like art into it and how art like relates to all of these parts of like thinking and the world and like other subjects. So it was just really cool how she would be like, here's math and then here's like cubism, you know, when we were first learning about like
that's cool that you're like
geometrical
she's
things.
tying it all together.
Yeah, she would come up with her own curriculum, like specific, like I've never had a teacher where they fully designed their own curriculum like that, where everything was always connected. And it just, I guess it just opened up my mind to a lot of how things were connected in the world, and that was really cool to see.
No segue, but that's all the notes.
Okay.
That's all we got.
Okay.
But I'm going to get off before I faint.
Okay, all good.
Police my comments from angry people and then go to bed.
And just delete.
I delete a lot.
Reported.
Oh, I don't take the time to report. I don't care. I just think it's funny you wrote a whole manifesto and I fucking delete it from existence. You spent all that time on it? Gone. idiots. Anyway, thanks guys for meeting this week. I know it's busy. That's gonna be super helpful that I can add on the train.
Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Juliana will get yours eventually, hopefully.
Hope you guys have a good holiday season.
You too. Merry
Right,
Christmas,
have a
happy
lovely
holidays, all
holiday
that good
Christmas
stuff.
season, everybody.